Have you ever wondered why there really only seem to be 2 words for this kind of drink?
In over 56 languages, whether you call it tea or you call it chai or you call it the, you call it the, it all means that same hot or cold drink that we drink and refresh ourselves. Tea originated in China. Till the 8th century, there is no specific word for tea.
It was then, later in the 8th century in China, that a man named Lu Yu came onto the scene. He wrote a book called The Classic of Tea and for the first time made a Chinese character that designated tea as a very specific drink. Now, as we know, China is a very big country.
If you were in the northern part of China, it started being pronounced cha. However, the same written character, when you go down south, it started to be pronounced as te.
So that goes back to the original question of why there are 2 words. And the answer to that is about trading routes. A good way to think about it is tea if by sea, chai if by land. It doesn't totally rhyme, but close enough. If chai is the name of this drink in your country, then trade happened along the Silk Road. If you use the word tea, then trade happened with shipping routes, typically from the Dutch. Now that we know a bit of the word's history, we're going to be looking at 5 different tea preparations from around the world to see how diverse this one drink really can be. I would like to thank Birch Living for sponsoring today's episode because for me, nothing feels as cozy as drinking tea in your comfortable bed. Birch makes mattresses crafted with organic and natural materials that have been sustainably sourced. Unlike other brands, Birch mattresses do not contain fiberglass, which can actually be harmful for your health. I actually got one of these mattresses for my parents and it was so exciting to be able to set this up for them. If you're hot when you sleep, the organic materials keep you cooler and regulate your body temperature. And unlike synthetic mattresses, the wool in these mattresses makes it hypoallergenic. Oh my God! Switching out your mattress is a really big purchase because it's something that you're going to be sleeping in for many, many years. It's nice that there's an option when making a mattress choice to go with something all natural and organic that is both comfortable and durable. One of the things that's really nice about the Birch Luxe Natural mattress is that it is fair trade certified, meaning it only uses organic cottons. My parents have been sleeping with this mattress for many months now and they absolutely love it. My mom is a hot sleeper, my dad not so much, and she is finding it to be so comfortable. And for me, a bonus is how easy it was to set it up.
Wow.
With the Birch mattress, you will get a 100-night sleep trial along with a 25-year warranty. And the best part is that they will deliver your mattress right to your door for free across the entire United States. They also offer in-home setup and removal to make your buying experience as convenient as possible. Additionally, each Birch mattress comes with 2 of their EcoRest pillows that are made from recycled materials, and they are super comfortable, super breathable, and better for the environment. My parents love the mattress, and whenever I'm house sitting, I love sleeping on it as well. If you're interested in trying it out, you can use my link birchliving.com/Beryl, which is in the description. It will give you 20% off the mattress plus the 2 free EcoRest pillows. Okay, time to spill the tea, or time to pour the tea.
Hi Beryl, my name is Liesl and I am South African living in New Zealand. The tea that I would love to tell you about is called Rooibos, which translates as red bush, and it is a very red amber looking tea. The color is amazing. Probably the most common way to drink it would just be the regular way. Tea bags into a mug, top it up with boiling water. The brand that I would go for would be the most authentic, which is Fresh Pack. It's definitely got the most authentic taste. It's not sweet, but it's definitely not bitter. It's got a really lovely, soft flavor. So it's completely herbal, no caffeine, very, very good for you. I wouldn't have it with milk and sugar like a regular tea. I would more have it with honey and lemon. I don't think you'd find a South African without a box of Rooibos in the cupboard.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
It's very, very traditional and personal to our culture because it's grown in South Africa.
It's kind of got a red zinger type of smell to it, a little bit sweeter and fruitier than obviously like a black tea. I like it, it smells nice.
And another big thing that we would do in South Africa is we would always have a rusk with our tea. And a rusk is pretty much like a biscotti, but a lot harder. So need to dunk it. Tea is my culture, basically. I don't think I could survive without tea. When you're feeling sad, it makes you feel better. When you're feeling happy, it calms you down. It's just an all-rounder. Tea is probably the best thing ever. New Zealand has Manuka honey. South Africans have Rooibos tea. Together they make an amazing drink. I hope you try it. I hope you like it.
Ooh, I said that it smelled like red zinger. It definitely has that kind of fruity backdrop flavor, but then on the back of my palate now, but like on the back of my mouth, I kind of taste licorice a little bit. The rusk. Now, I don't like rusks. Bridget's parents love rusks. Oh my God, they're always munching on them and they're just so dry. I can't. I thought that was gonna get softer. Let's love it. Let's leave that to soak in the tub for a minute. Look, we all have our things. Rusks are not mine. I do really enjoy that this is a non-caffeinated tea. I feel like I just stick to chamomile, but it's a nice departure and I actually am really enjoying it.
Hi, I'm Vanessa and I'm from Hong Kong. So the tea I would love to introduce to you today is called the Goji berries and dates tea. That's a tea that I have grown up with. Ever since I was little, my mom has made it for me and it's very much part of my Chinese culture. It's actually very easy to make it. You just need to wash the goji berries and the dates. And it's up to you how much you want to use. So I usually just take a handful. And for sweetness, I would usually add rock sugar.
Whoa.
That's an ingredient that a lot of Chinese people use for sweet dessert soups. I don't know how to explain the taste because dates and goji berries have a very unique taste to them. It's just sort of earthy, fruity. It does have a little bit of acidity.
It smells really interesting. That kind of tastes like a prune. Cool. The goji berry kind of tastes like a raisin, but like not as sweet maybe. Clean, clean.
Especially if you bite into the fruit while you're drinking it. And I usually do drink the whole thing and eat the fruit as well. The texture is sort of prune-like. I just really, really love this tea. Tea is actually a very, very important part for me and for Chinese culture. And in Cantonese culture, or at least in Hong Kong, the way we gather with families on the weekends is we go do this activity called yam cha. And yam cha, it literally means to drink tea. I love all sorts of tea. This is just one of the teas that I really enjoy and I hope you will make it, try it, and that you love it.
A moment for this glass. It's absolutely ridiculous. I could not say no when I saw this. A lot of elements going on here. Has a very fruity smell. Ooh, this is, I really like this. Trying those fruits before I cooked them actually really prepared me for the flavor of this. I can definitely taste that raisiny flavor of the goji berry. Goji berry kind of tastes like a raisin, but like not as sweet maybe. And the date flavor of the jujubes. It's a savory sweetness. The one thing about this I will say is that I left this on the cooktop for quite a long time and the goji berries got plump and they're so soft, like they taste like silk. Whereas before when I was eating them, they were so sticky. I love when you have tea that has a little snack in it. I'm gonna try one of the dates. They're not as sweet as a Mejdul date that I'm more used to. These are still kind of savory. This one's definitely up there as something definitely brand new to me and absolutely delicious.
Hey Beryl, hey everyone, I'm Jacob and I am born, raised, and currently live in Ontario, Canada. And I'm here today to tell you about the London Fog. The London Fog is basically a latte, except instead of espresso, you use Earl Grey tea, which is of course steeped, and then you add in a shot of vanilla or vanilla syrup, some sweetener if you need it, and lots of frothed milk. It's very smooth and creamy. And I really think that with that milk being frothed up and aerated, you really get a lot of the complexity in the tea.
This smells really good. I today learned that bergamot is a citrus. I had no idea. Also, this little top hat on the saucer is absolutely ridiculous.
I really think it brings out a lot of the bergamot in the Earl Grey. My favorite thing about this drink, however, is just how customizable it is. You can basically swap out any of the ingredients. You can use whatever tea you want. And as you change the ingredients, it changes the name. Say you use Irish breakfast tea instead of Earl Grey. Well, that makes it a Dublin fog. If you use matcha, that makes it a Tokyo fog. Rooibos makes it a Cape Town fog. I think this tea and Canadian cuisine in general really shows the history of Canada and the blend of influences that exist here. It uses a British tea that originated in China, it is made in an Italian way, and the vanilla originates in Mexico.
I don't have a blender, so we're gonna make it foam like this, the old-fashioned way.
Canadian cuisine is this amalgam of First Nations, settler colonialist, and immigrant cultures working together, all blending together. And I think that that really kind of speaks to the future I want to see for my country. And I hope that as you all try this drink, you'll maybe feel a little bit Canadian too, and that of course you'll enjoy it. Land back, justice for Wet'suwet'en. Bye everyone.
This is the first time I've even ever heard of a London fog, and I loved what Jacob said about depending on the type of tea you use, it can have a different name. It's fun. I wasn't sure I was gonna like this because I don't really like lattes, but I actually, I like this one. The Earl Grey tea plus the honey with the milkiness has a really beautiful blend. It feels very comforting, but it doesn't have that like bite that a latte has because of the flavor of coffee. There's that little bit of citrus from the bergamot. Jacob's right. This is nice. Wow, it almost kind of tastes like cake. I'm surprised by that. Because I didn't have a frother, I just did the old razzle-dazzle shaky shake in a jar. Like a shake it. Is that what it was called? The shake weight. So this is the book that I put in the background of the final shot of the drink because Jacob was talking about First Nation tribes in Canada. We read this in my book club a little while ago. It's a history of Indigenous groups in Canada, all told through different Indigenous writers. It's a graphic novel, and it's in essence the history of colonization through their perspective. It's an incredible read. I will leave a link in the description. I learned a lot from it, and some of you might be interested in learning more, so I'm leaving a link in the description of where you can get it, or obviously check it out from your local library.
Hi Beryl, my name is Ovee and I'm from Mumbai, India. I have been living in Srinagar in Kashmir for more than a year. One of my favorite ways of having tea is dipping a well-buttered roti in namkeen chai or noon chai. The words namkeen and noon mean salty. It's a salty tea instead of the sweet kind, and it's a beautiful pink shade of tea. The method takes a bit of time, but it's simple to make.
We're gonna make a concentrate. It's pretty interesting. Okay, 1 more cup of water.
You have to boil green tea leaves for a long time with a pinch of baking soda. It takes around 45 minutes because you have to do 2 rounds of boiling. It's the reaction between the soda and the tea that gives it this pink color. Once the decoction is ready, you can also store it in the fridge. And whenever you want to make tea, you just add milk and salt according to your taste. It's a very warm and comforting drink. I got to learn about this tea from my mother-in-law, who makes a beautiful cup of pink tea or noon chai.
Okay, adding more water. More water.
Tea culture is a big part of Kashmir. Everyone has tea, whether it's the Kashmiri kahwa or the noon chai or Lipton tea, which is the regular black tea with milk.
Oh my God, this is the most involved tea I have ever made in my entire life. I can't even believe I'm still here. Woo!
Tea makes it so easy to bond and have conversations, and that's what I love about tea, that it makes conversations or just being with other people so simple, easy and enjoyable. I hope you like the noon chai.
That was the most involved cup of tea I have ever made in my entire life. Oh my God, now we do this again? Who's got time to make tea like this? I have cooked full meals that took half the time that this tea took. So how was your day? I just frothed tea for 2 hours. I will say it is pink. Like, it's not bright neon pink, but this is definitely a pink tea, which is very surprising considering we started with green tea leaves. Is it pink?
Yeah, it's a dusty.
It's a dusty rose color. The salt is a really interesting flavor in this, and the green tea has a very strongly bitter flavor at this point from truly being boiled down to the bare bones and then rehydrated and boiled again. The salty flavor is something that I'm not quite used to. You know, I know that in India, salty drinks are quite popular. You have the salty lassi, and that's also not one of my favorite flavors, but I think in tea with this, if I did have it with like some bread and butter, I think it would be a really nice combination. The thing is, making this was just a lot. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. There's a girl who sells this concoction pre-made and it's fabulous. Then you can have all the fun of making noon chai without like all of the drama. This is dangerous. Ugh. I need an apron, can you see it? What it says. I can't even believe I'm still here. Oh God, it's everywhere again. I do think though, as far as understanding and looking at tea around the world, this is a really interesting example of taking a tea leaf that a lot of us are really familiar with and truly transforming it. So very, very cool.
Hi, I'm Kevin Wilson. I'm currently based in Vancouver, Washington in the United States, but I'm originally from Sri Lanka. There's so many different ways that I like to have my tea, but my go-to has always been a Sri Lankan Thethani. Thethani is what we call in Sri Lanka milk tea, but that's a word in Tamil, which is the language that I speak in Sri Lanka.
The classic filling up the kettle shot.
This tea should be creamy, sweet, with a little bit of tartness from the ginger. When I first came to the States as an 18-year-old, I wanted to connect to my roots. One of the practices that I used was making tea.
Aerating. Wow, this is milky.
Every day before I went to school, my dad would make my sister and I and my mom a cup of Thethani. I really like this tea because this reminds me of home.
I was super excited that Kevin was in this episode. I have followed his account for a really long time. If you are into tea or chai content, no! Hold on. Okay, you can start rolling again.
Oh, I didn't stop.
Oh. Okay, that was exciting. Well, at least the aeration made it not so hot. Anyway, it's really full. Let's just try it and then I'll go back to Kevin. Oh, that is milky. Honestly, the Ceylon in this tastes so good. I'm getting a lot of condensed milk flavor though. 3. That's a lot. It's a lot. I think for me, like if I was lighter on the condensed milk, this would be much more my cup of tea. The Ceylon though, I honestly don't know if I've really ever had, I mean, maybe I have had Ceylon tea, but I've never been aware of it. This smells so good. Have I ever had Ceylon? Oh, ooh, this might be one of my favorite smelling teas of the episode. Ooh. I do appreciate that when I aerated it and then when I spilled it all over myself, it helped bring the temperature down. So this isn't like one of those cups of tea that you have to sip really slowly. You can kind of take like a big old gulp of it. And I do like when you can gulp drinks. It like feels very satisfying. Like that. Kevin has a book that is out all about tea. I will let him talk about it quickly.
I have a lot of recipes in this book. It's called The Way of Chai, Recipes for a Meaningful Life. It just came out last year. I would love for you to check it out, and it's available where all books are sold.
I'm leaving links in the description to where you can get it. Overall, this episode was so fun. I think to balance it out, we should do a coffee episode. What do you think? Gotta keep it even. I am personally a coffee girl, so yes. I'm leaving links to the 2 other tea episodes right here if you missed them, and I will see you all next week. Cheers. Is there a tea slogan? I don't know. Tea cheers.